Prevailed and takes home the checkers here at Knoxville Raceway.
Checker flag is out for Spangler as he comes across the line here.
The 217 coming off of 4. It'll be hit.
Coming there off 3 and 4. Salas gets win number 2 of the night.
Randy Shreves from 19th to victory.
The cars 3 and 4 out here. It's going to be Watson for the win. It's going to be Shreves getting the win.
He sees the checkered flag win. Give it to William Watson.
Alright, good evening everyone. Sorry for a little bit of time there, delay between that video and myself coming live here at, where will we tonight? Eldora for the limited late models. Pro late models on tomorrow night. Limited late models here for your hometown heroes. Let's see how our points stack up if we can. Out there, looking good so far. Let's see here what the points might look like. Checking. Here we go for your Wednesday night. We're here with the Mission 22 Hometown Hero Limited Late Models, and they are going to be Dean Reynolds leading the points with 592, Jeff Sharp with 558, Jeffrey Parker with 489, Bob DeGood with 420. And it does not look like I'm talking at all, so let's go ahead and fix that a moment until that kicks in. Alright, so I am talking. Alright, there we go. Michael Jeff Stefan Bechia in 5th place with 406. So that is your top 5. As they get them set to rock and roll here tonight. Got a nice field here. Got about 16 drivers signed up so far. And we're looking here at the start of the race here in just a moment as they will get to qualifying. As Ivachio's still out there putting some laps in that 147. So as we wait for that checker flag to fly, which it does, they will begin qualifying here in just a moment. right, you see the times coming there across your screen. And see the times rolling in there. We got Pat Boyce out there putting down his laps, trying to see that there is Dean Reynolds, your points leader. There's the 41. There comes the 74, Peter Bryce. I hope I'm saying that right. Weslowski out there. There's the 78 of Armando Malgosa. Randy Shreves up there in 9th right now. Vitale down there in the 213. We'll see how these drivers stack it up here tonight. Here we go. Your Heat 1 grid looks like this. And we got Jeff Sharp sitting out there on the pole in that number 280. Using that invert here tonight. Steven Bixler there in the number 75. Sitting second on the inside of row number 2. Down there in third is Pat Boyce in the number 41. The 518 there for RTB, RMDB, Sim Sports, Joseph Grande starting out there in fourth. And that third row on that inside lane is the 78 of Armando Malgosa. Sitting there in a fifth. Michael Vitale in sixth there on that outside lane for Vitale Motorsports. Gears Unlimited to 213. Sitting there row number 4 on that inside lane for Team Outlaw Motorsports. Peter Bryce in that 074. And then Anthony Graham out there on his outside in 8th, driving the number 51. They want them from their off turn 4. They're getting ready to turn it loose. And you want to roll down the front stretch here in through 1 and 2. 6 laps. The distance here for your limited late modified. Limited late models. Limited late modified. Yeah, that'd be interesting. As they work down that backstretch, that 280 and Jeff Sharp eager to get going with the 75 there. Steven Bixler to his outside. Green flag out there, down and away here in the 1 and 2. 3 wide as they go through. As you see that the 518 there. Joseph Grande getting a great run there on the outside. He's going to run it up there against that outside wall. Pat Boyce down there on the inside in that number 41. As you see, Grande now looking to the middle. Can't quite get there now. Looks back outside again as they battle for position. They're off of 2. 2 wide now there for second as Grande swings it down in there. Through 3 and 4, gets themselves out front, out of 4th position. Fastest there in qualifying, got out of the 4th starting position here in Heat 1. Now he'll run away with it there at the moment as Jeff Sharp tries to chase down Bixler there in 3rd. Vitale up in the 4th here as he looks underneath of Bixler down that front straightaway into corner 1 and 2. Side by side there for 3rd as Vitale battles into that position. Out on top, out there on the outside, that is Boyce. Getting a little bit squeezed into that outside wall down that back straightaway. Does a great job hanging on to it, getting back behind Vitale. Doesn't lose a whole lot of ground. But here comes that 78 there of Melgosa, trying to make his way up there into the top four. Coming here off turn number 4, final lap, and they take the white flag here in heat number 1. Randy out front as they work down that back straightaway. Sharp there in second. Mixler, their third. As Randy comes down off a turn 4. Checkered flag in the air. It will be Joseph Grandy getting the win here at Eldora for heat number 1. Waiting on your results to come in here. Here we go. Your results. Joseph Grandy there in front. Jeff Sharp there second. Stephen Bixler gets third. Michael Vitale there fourth. Pat Boyce there fifth. Armando Melgosa gets sixth. Peter Bryce there in seventh. And Anthony Graham there in eighth. All right, here we go. Heat number 2 underway. Brett Weslowski out there on pole with Dean Reynolds for the Super Dirt Car Series. Full Throttle Motorsports, number 79, will roll up on the outside there in second. There in third, Jeff Barker with the likes for Can-Am Racing with Billy Roberts to his outside there in the 099. Here in third row back, that's going to be Randy Shreves on the inside, driving to number 56. For LGR Motorsports with Can-Am Racing teams. Bob DeGood there, driving to number 7, starting there in 6th. Short Buzz Motorsports, Joe Massau will start there in the 7th position, driving the 028. Michael Machio there in the 747. Class 147 here tonight in 8th. All right, here we go. Getting ready for the start of heat number 2. 6 laps again. The distance for your heat races here this Wednesday night. As you watch them work there in the 3 and 4. 6 laps the distance. Brett Weslowski there on that inside lane. Reynolds on the outside lane. Reynolds got to make sure that he doesn't pass the leader. Now they come there to the line. Down in the corner number 1. Looks clean. Reynolds, a great start there on that outside lane there beside the 25 of Weslowski. Gets that there to the front. Great job getting that outside lane to work. But look out. Reynolds Weslowski not giving up down there on that bottom side. The 99 now of Roberts right there behind Reynolds as they come off contact. More contact there as they work off of turn number 2 down that back straightaway. Reynolds there now in second. A little bit of damage there to the right side of that machine as, oh no, he gets put up into the outside wall and broke. There goes his tire. Somebody else, Billy Roberts, also up there into the outside wall. Bob DeGood down in the pits. That'll hand the lead over there to Weslowski with Barker there in third. As Randy Shreves battles there in the second. So now we're down to 4 cars here. Out there on track as Reynolds down there in the pits. Or is he back out again? Well, Reynolds is trying, but he is broke. I don't know if he's going to make it. As he is missing that right front wheel, which definitely can help in turning these late models. So Machio still out there. So we got 5 drivers, still okay. There comes Reynolds. Can't quite get it there. He's going to try to hold it there on the bottom. As the leaders come storming by on the outside. Matt Marcel is there in second. Shreves there third. Final time through 3 and 4 here for heat number 2. As you see Shreves up there on the top side, Weslowski takes the win here in heat number 2. With Joe Marcel second, Randy Shreves there third. We'll get the official results here in just a moment. Tough break there for Dean Reynolds in the heat race. Getting squeezed up there in that outside wall. Honestly, was not expecting it to break that way, as that'll wrap it up there for your heat races. Here is your heat number 2 results. Brett Weslowski getting that win. Joe Marcel there second. Randy Shreves there third. Jeff Barker fourth. Michael Machio there fifth. Dean Reynolds there sixth. Billy Roberts there seventh. And Bob DeGood there in eighth. We'll be back after these short messages from our sponsors. Don't go anywhere. Your main event of the limited late models coming up.
Thank you to our sponsors and partners for the 2025-2026 winter season.
All right, back here at the Speedway. Look at them go around here. As they come through, there you watch as we got them coming here into the backstretch. Final laps here of warm-ups completing. As you see, warm-ups have completed. Now we'll get here. Trying to get here with the points and everything. As we said, Dean Reynolds is your leader so far in those points. And tough break for the points leader there in heat number 2. How we get here in your grid for your main event. It's going to start with the RTB RMDB Sim Sports Machine of Joseph Grandy out there on pole. To his outside, Brett Walowski there in the number 25. Row number 2 on that inside lane is going to be Thunder Ridge Racing's own Jeff Sharp. And to his outside, Joe Marcel in that number 028. There in row number 3 on that inside, Stephen Bixler driving the number 75. Will start there in 5th with Randy Shreves there in 6th, driving the 56 for LGR Motorsports. Michael Vitale will start on the inside of row number 4 for Vitale Motorsports. Gears Unlimited driving at 213. Jeff Barker in the 513 will start there in 8th for Can-Am Racing. Row number 5 is going to be on the inside. Pat Boyce there in the number 41 to his outside. Michael Machillo in the 147. Row number 6 on the inside. Armando Melgoza driving the number 78 with Dean Reynolds for Super Dark Car Series. Full Throttle Motorsports driving at number 79. Row number 7 is going to be Peter Price on the inside, driving the 074 for Team Outlaw Motorsports. Billy Roberts in the 099. There on the inside of row number 8, Anthony Graham in the number 51. To his outside, Bob DeGood driving the number 7 there in 16. That is your starting grid as they go green. Here coming off of turn 4 in the corner number 1, 25 laps. Here the distance for your limited late models tonight. As they're already shuffling position up here at the front. Joseph Grandy, great start already out there to the front. motorcycles shift up positions back here that are battling. And look out, Weslowski now to the lead as Grandy's up there at that top side. Weslowski trying to get down there on the bottom. Look at the run there from Grandy, though. Off of turn number 2. Running it down there as looks here as Joe Marcel at 028. He's going to slide it there off turn number 4. Going to make sure that they keep it off the wall and up down there through. Off turn number 3. I'm sorry, off of turn number 2. Down that back straightaway, the 280 of Jeff Sharp working there down through 3 and 4. The 75 there. That's Stephen Bixler. Right behind them, you see the 213 of Vitale. That back towards the back. The 79 of Reynolds trying to find his way back up there towards the front after having a disappointing race there of a heat race in heat race number 2. So he's going to try to battle it back up there towards the front. And you got Marcel there in second. Randy Shreves here in third. Weslowski back to the back there in fourth. Mixler there in fifth. As they roll on out here, you see Grandy up there leading the way. Marcel, Shreves, Weslowski, Bixler, your top 5. Vitale and Sharp battling side by side. You see the 280 and the 213. There as they battle side by side down the back stretch. Now they single file it out. Here through 3 and 4. Down that front again. As you see that 79 there with the 513. Parker underneath them working there off turn 2. Parker could not quite get there. They worked down the back stretch here for another time. 19 laps. Soon to be 18 laps to go here in Eldora. Now you watch Marcel, Randy Shreves, Weslowski all working there off. Stephen Bixler there, 5th. Jim Sharp there, 6th. Michael Italia there, 7th. Pat Boyce there, 8th. Peter Bryce back here in 9th. Dean Reynolds in 10th. Drivers looking good so far here tonight as they roll on down the back straightaway. Joseph Grandy leading the way. Joe Marcel in second. Green's in third. As you watch the battle there off turn number 4. The 41 there, Boyce trying to battle there beside the 74. And he'll fall backward a little bit. Joe Bryce up 4 positions right now from where he started. Tried to work on Boyce there. As Bryce there in 9th. You see Reynolds now down there on the inside trying to work on the 74. Can't quite get there. Has to fall back in line as they roll down here now through 3 and 4. As you see Grandy's out there in front, up there along that outside line. Can't get more outside than that as they roll it on down here into 3 and 4. 14 laps to go here for your Mission 22 Hometown Heroes. Limited late models so far here tonight. Off turn number 4, 12 laps to go. Grandy out front. Reed there, second. Marcel there in third. Weslowski fourth. Bixler there, fifth. Jeff Sharp there, sixth. Pat Boyce back here in sixth. Peter Bryce there in 18. Reynolds in ninth. Jeff Parker back. Oh no, a hard hit to the outside wall. What's that going to do? Caution will come out there for Pat Boyce. Or I'm sorry, for Jeff Parker there in the 513. Michael Vitale also might have got a piece of it. We'll check here on the pole instant replay. And watch it there. Oh no, he gets slid up there into the outside wall. Comes down, and he'll get slid up there once again. That's going to get the 513 to where he couldn't get it rotated. And Jeff Parker ends up into the outside wall as well. So Vitale and Barger, hard hits into that outside wall. As you see Barger try to get it down there on the pit road, he will do so. Vitale taking the tow. All right, you see the 513 back together. Vitale still on pit road, getting the repairs that he needs. Up there in front, leading that way is Grandy. We'll see what lane he chooses here for the restart. right, down there out of turn 4. You see Grandy there. Lights still on. One more time around. And it looks like he's going to choose outside. So that'll put Shreves on the inside. And they double up here. Down that back straightaway. You see some damage there on that 56 by Randy Shreves there on the front left corner. And you see that sheet metal kind of pulled up a little bit. And battle now here out of 4. Across the stripe. Green flag is out. Randy pulls away. Shreves ends up in the middle here through 1 and 2. Now you watch that 28 there of Joe Marcel working there on the bottom. Now he ends up in the middle as Weslowski flags it there on the bottom. And then up off the corner now Weslowski there trying to battle for that second spot. Sparks fly there through 1 and 2. These drivers trying to handle it here. And there goes Marcel now underneath Weslowski. Going to try to get that back around here on to the front stretch. Can't quite get there. And now the 280 goes underneath. Along with the 75 there of Bixler. As you see that 028 there of Marcel working down that back straightaway. Just to build Baccio and Barker getting together. And Barker just not having the night he wants, and he'll try to work on out there with Weslowski. Slow there in turn number 3 and 4. Caution will come out. We'll take another look at this as Nogosa also having issues. This will be a single file restart. I think he's missing a front tire. Yes, he is. Weslowski missing a front tire on that machine. Take a look here first at this on the full instant replay. Now you watch the 747 there of Justified Baccio. Michael down there on that inside ends up tangling there a little bit. And both him and Barker go around. Now let's see what happens here with the 25. Weslowski gets up into the outside wall there. There's nowhere really to go. Similar to what we've seen happen to Reynolds in the heat race. And tough break there for Weslowski. He'll try to get that a fresh tire put onto that machine. Hard battles here for championship night in your Mission 22 Hometown Heroes. As you'll watch them work down that back straightaway. The 518 and Joseph Grandy out there in front. Randy Shreves there second. Joe Marcel there in third. Jeff Sharp fourth. Stephen Bixler there in fifth. On that outside line here with the on the pole. You're watching here at Coast to Coast Racing Network and Figure Farm TV. This episode of On the Pole, I am your host, Adam Figure, up here in the booth as they roll down here in the 1 and 2. Lights are out, going single file restart as we're under 10 laps to go. The 513 of Grandy out there in front. Shreves there in second. Marcel in third. Who's it gonna be? As it rolls on down the backstretch. Jeff Sharp there in fourth. Bixler there in fifth. Peter Bryce there in sixth. And they're down away off of turn 4, down across the stripe. 6 laps to go, possibly 7 if depends on how we look at it here as they roll down that back straightaway. Shreves out there in second. Marcel in third. Jeff Sharp. And Bixler down there in fifth. Well, 6 now. As the 74 gets a little too sideways, going to get crossed up there in front of Roberts. As now Roberts dives down there to the inside once again to 74. Trying not to get too crossed up there. Getting really sideways here through these corners right at the moment at Eldora. And they come there off turn number 4. Everybody's single plow back out there. Now Vitale takes a little bit lower line through 1 and 2. Trying to find that little bit of momentum. And now here we go. Roberts underneath of the 74. Bryce, and Bryce is there behind Vitale. 3 laps to go for Grandy as he's out front. Randy Shreves second. Marcel here in third. Jeff Sharp back here in fourth. As you see the pack there behind him, battles off turn number 4. Roberts now up there in the 6th possibly. If he slides it up there to the top, coming off turn number 2. Randy leads the way here off of 4. White flag in the air as they hit into corner number 1. Final lap. White flag is out. Like Joseph Randy leading the way down there out the back straightaway. Through 3 and 4, Joseph Randy has the lead. Here off of 4, Joseph Randy going for the win and gets the win here at Eldora for the Limited Late Models for your Mission 22. Limited Late Model Series here this Wednesday night for the Hometown Heroes. Randy started there on the fast track here tonight and did not look back. There we see the top 3 coming there to the front. Great win. All right, now where's my other stuff at? As these drivers are going to need interviews. Hey, Jared, quit moving. While I wait for these drivers to come on in here for me to get in contact with these drivers. Great win there tonight by Joseph Randy. Randy Shreves getting 2nd and Joe Marcel in 3rd. Take a look at your feature results for your win. Joseph Randy getting that win. Randy Shreves in 2nd, Joe Marcel in 3rd, Jeff Sharp 4th. Michael Vitale takes home 5th tonight. Billy Roberts there 6th, Pat Boyce there in 7th, Brett Waslowski there in 8th, Armando Mogosa there in 9th, Dean Reynolds there in 10th, Jeff Barker there in 11th, Bob DeGood back there in 12th, Anthony Graham there in 13th, 14th going to Peter Bryce, Stephen Bixler there in 15th, Michael Machillo there in 16th, and that is your order there tonight for your Hometown Hero Limited Late Models. All right, here we go with your winners. See if we can get here. Come on now. There we go. Good evening here, Joe Marcel. How's it going?
It's going good. How are you?
I'm doing well, and man, what a racetrack that was tonight. It seemed like you guys could almost run a little bit of that middle line, but it seemed like it was tough to pass tonight.
Yeah, it was pretty tough. These cars are so limited in what they have, so kind of really got to make momentum work. So we were around the top up for most of the feature, and then once it started getting pretty slippery up there, that middle slider line came in, and we just took that, and that was that.
Well, you did a great job out there in doing so, and definitely had a great run. Looked like you guys had a bunch of fun out there as well.
Yeah, I don't get to run coast to coast that much anymore, so it was definitely a blast throwing haymakers with those guys up there. They're some fast dudes, so I was driving with a smile on my face, trying to hold on for dear life, and I held on tight enough for third, so I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah, I know we've talked many times about how tough the competition is at Coast to Coast, so anytime you can get a podium is a victory in my book.
Oh, for sure. It's definitely a win for me.
So, all right, you got sponsor shout-outs? Anybody you want to thank for getting third place tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody at Mission 22 for sponsoring Hometown Heroes this season. They let us get broadcasted, so that's pretty cool. I'd like to thank you for taking your time and casting these races. I'd like to thank everybody at the SFM team. We got GS Designs, CC Designs, everybody on that 28 Monster, Short Fused, Main Street Auto, everybody that makes this thing go.
Oh, great job there tonight, Joe, and hopefully we'll see you back next season.
Perfect. I hope I shall be here.
Alrighty. Have yourself a great night. I don't know if you'll be out for the other races tonight or not.
We'll see, but thank you.
All righty. Good luck if you are. If not, have yourself a great night. We'll see you next season.
Thank you.
All right, that was Joe Marcel. I'll get with Randy Shreve. Good evening there, Randy. How's it going?
Hey, not too bad, not too bad.
Well, you put that Hot Wheels 56 up there in the second place tonight, but you guys seem to look like you had to do a lot of driving to get it there.
Yeah, it was pretty tricky. I mean, Eldor is just one of them tracks. You just got to adjust to it quickly and, you know, just make the right moves at the right times and watch for people making mistakes and, you know, just gain where you can because this track's just pretty much a full throttle track, and if you let off, you're just going to go backwards. And, you know, I'm surprised I did so well. I've been off for about 6 weeks racing, and, you know, happy to be up here on the podium.
Well, you did a great job getting to the podium, and, I mean, as we said, that car looked great, and I'm sure that you got some sponsor shots and people you want to thank for getting up there in the second.
Yeah, definitely want to thank everybody at Coast to Coast, Mission 22, everybody that puts this thing on. I want to thank my boss, Jeff Spann at KSB Builders, my buddy Mike McCoy for watching, my son Dylan Shreves for painting my car, and you for the broadcast, and everybody for watching.
Car looked great, and congrats on second place tonight. Are you done for the night, or are you coming out to join more of the fun?
No, I'm definitely going to be racing the sprint car, so...
All right, well, good luck in those, and we'll see you in that race then. Just good luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I'll get with our winner, Joseph Grandy. Joseph Grandy, how's it going?
Going on, Adam?
Man, you pretty much took that pole position and didn't look back tonight.
Yeah, usually I run a lot of late models in general. I'm not really limited, but obviously the smaller engines will make it a little easier to drive. But I got a little nervous like midway through. They were starting to catch me there, and I wasn't sure if I had spoiler damage or what I was doing wrong, but figured it out and held on.
Well, you did a great job. You got sponsor shots, people you want to thank for getting that victory.
Yeah, Aiden over at Raise the Bar, Catalytic Recovery, Hinkle Homes, Mad Rabbit, Highline Cinematography, Shaggy TV, Reckless Raps, my girlfriend Olivia, all the guys at Coast to Coast. I appreciate you for broadcasting.
It's our pleasure, man. And are you? Do you race anything else besides these limited lates?
Yeah, I race everything. For the most part, I have a league that usually I run one of the cars at least once a week. But I'll be running the 360s.
Alrighty. I know a lot of people steer away from the midgets, and I'm hoping to find a group of guys that'll end up joining that, because they are a blast if you can handle them.
I don't mind racing them, but I won't be able to. I have another league that I run.
Alrighty. Good luck in the 360s. We'll see you out there on the track.
Thanks, man.
That was Joseph Grandy, your winner here at Outdoor for your limited late models. We'll get with now the... We'll get with the 360s here coming up for your hometown heroes. And then, as you heard a little bit later, is going to be the midgets. So don't go anywhere. Don't touch it dial. We'll be right back with more racing after these messages from our sponsors.
Our biggest thing is getting the word out, awareness of Mission 22, the struggle as it is to fight PTSD and suicide. My name is Corey Decker. I'm the state representative for Mission 22. The issue has been great. We got a bunch of great guys that have gotten together and decided to create this rally. The word's getting out, and it's turning into quite an event where we can actually help a lot of veterans. It's a great event, but it's you really have to go and see it for yourself, and it's really one of those things that's an experience. Just going that weekend, we've seen how it changes people.
They say it's a matter of time, 1,000 days and the sun won't shine before I come back to you. For your love I will go far, I wanna be wherever you are. I know I'm coming back for you.
Brother, it's good to see you.
My love is a river long, the best ride in a million wrongs. I know I'm coming back to you. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. I'm making my way home. I'm making my way.
All right, we're back here at the Speedway for your 360 Wing Sprint Cars brought to you by the Mission 22 Hometown Heroes. Hey, Chatham out there on track. Billy Roberts in the 0989. Mason Hine out there in the 89. Ted York out here in the 09 down there, coming out of the pits now to get a couple laps in. Right now, he's got a lap of a 13.123 here. Out of Camden, New York. We see here Chatham running a good quick time of a 13.059. Randy, your winner there in the Randy there, your winner in the limited lanes is sitting here in second fastest at 5:18 here. And they roll there through turn 1 and 2. Randy up there on the onside. Got a couple of them down there on the inside. Bob the Good, Zach Chapman out there in the back. Running that number 72, 360 here tonight. Not sure why. I thought he had a... I thought. Randy Shreves out there in turn 3 and 4 up there on the top side. As they're working on out there, that 56. Second place in the Pro Late Model. Gets himself up there with a time right now of a 13.285. So it'll be interesting to see how the qualifying plays out. Jeff Sharp coming in now. So we got about 19 drivers here registered, 17 of which have taken a lap. Jeff Sharp out there on an out lap right now as he comes there out of East Greenbush, New York. Down that back straightaway, still green flag here. They roll off in the corner number 3 and 4. And down there now in the 1 and 2. Jeff Sharp putting in a 14.054 right now. And now they're off turn 4. It might be a little quicker with a 14.001. Chapman there trying to get that machine rolling there with a better time. If he can, out of Gettysburg, PA, currently 17th fastest with a 13.917. Nice drivers are out there. Here you see the 79 of Dean Reynolds. Brett Wisłowski out there. There you see the 55, Brian Moore, putting down some lap times. Gavin Chatham out there in front, up there on that top side. Brett Wisłowski there in 15th with a 13.733. We're watching Brian Moore here, currently fourth with a 13.150, but you can't really judge these lap times because some of them, they're not on an even playing field right now. And by what I mean by that is the track has changed so much, most likely between when Chatham took a lap to when obviously like somebody like Clark took a lap. So it's hard to judge exactly where these drivers are going to stand up when it comes to qualifying here in just a few moments. Now we said we got 19 drivers. Michael Maggio now with a 14.621. They're getting a lap in. Boyce there with a 13.615. Good there with a 13.696. Now we continue to watch these drive. As we continue to watch drivers work around outdoor to get this track worked in a little bit. There is Ted York out of Camden, New York, currently sitting in third with a 13.123. And as I said, it all depends, really, how this all plays out, as some of these drivers will have issues come qualifying, as you'll see things kind of flip on their head a little bit. As you see that checkered flag come out, and qualifying is going to commence here in just a second. As it does, let's read off the points here for your 360 sprints. Jeff Sharp leads the points with 552. Ted York with 511. We'll keep an eye on that tonight. Dean Reynolds there in third. Jeff Barker there in fourth. Bobby Good in fifth with 439. 483 there for Jeff Barker. 504 for Dean Reynolds. So this is going to get interesting here tonight as these drivers can come on out there. Ted York has a chance at possibly getting ahead of Jeff Sharp. Now they work there through off turn number 4. York there out there getting his out lap done. Now down here getting his first lap with a 13.495. Randy with a 13.191. Chapman puts himself up there in the mix with a 13.483. That's kind of what I was talking about there. You see Ted York, he's got a 13.495, and that'll be his qualifying time here tonight. Randy out there with a 518 has a 13.191. Chapman, great run so far by him as he's out there in that 72. 13.483. Weslowski with a 13.675. Thompson now out there with a 13.433. As Thompson comes there off of corner 4. And he'll get it up there to a 13.330 for his qualifying time here tonight. Got 19 drivers. We'll see how that gets split between the heats. Possibly 9 and 8. 9 in heat 1, 8 in heat 2. As Klimalik III did not take a run yet there, as we head here in the heat number 1 for the night. It's 10 drivers here in heat number 1. Dean Reynolds out there in front, driving at number 79. Jeff Barker starts second with the 513. Randy Shreves there in third for LGR Motorsports, starts there in third. We're driving at number 56. Gavin Chatham starts in fourth position, your fastest qualifier, in at number 99. Row number 3 on that inside lane for Thunder Ridge Racing, Jeff Sharp, and the number 280 starts fifth. To his outside, Shaggy there in sixth, driving at number 72 here tonight. On the inside, row number 4, Michael Vitale driving a 213. Brian Moore to his outside, driving a number 55. To 25, Brett Weslowski starts there in 9th with John Klimalik III back there in 10th, driving a number 69. There you go. Everybody's getting ready to start as they work down there out of turn 4. One more time around here. As drivers getting them belts tight, them steering wheels locked, making sure everything's a go so they don't lose control here through Eldora tonight. Dean Reynolds, he's out there in front of the pace car at the moment, down there on that inside line. There you see him coming back to the pack. Gets lined up where he's supposed to be now, down that back straightaway. As they go green this time. Dean Reynolds, the control car for Full Throttle Motorsports, down there on that inside line. Here they go, off turn 4. Green flag in the air, they're down and away. Dirt slings here at Eldora as they slide through 1 and 2. Yeah, see Shreves working there. There comes the 513 of Barker. Great run there that was outside. Bring him with them. The 99 of, the 099 there of Chatham. That didn't work there. Or I'm sorry, not the 099, the 99 there of Chatham as it worked down there. And oh no, FDX collides. Gets into Shreves on that outside line. Now they'll end it there for Chatham here in the heat race as Reynolds comes down through in the 1 and 2. Barker leads. Jeff Sharp there in the second. Chatham, your fastest qualifier now, tries to hang on. Looks like we got Chapman trying to hang on a little bit there as he got a little loose entering 3 and 4. Now he's going to gather it back up down there off turn number 4. Dean Reynolds there in second. Barker out there leads the way here as we got him. 2 laps to go here in heat 1. Jeff Sharp out there in third. Vitale in the 4th. Chapman 5th. Barker leads the way here at the white flag in the 1 and 2. Heat 1 coming to an end here very close as they come off of the backstretch into 3 and 4. Barker leads the way. Coming to the checkered flag. Dean Reynolds sits second. Can't get there. And it will be Jeff Barker getting that win here in the 513. In heat number 1, Dean Reynolds there in second, Vitale there in third. Looking here at your heat 1 results now. Jeff Barker gets the win. Dean Reynolds second, Michael Vitale third. Jeff Sharp fourth, Zach Chapman fifth, Brett Weslowski there in sixth, Randy Shreves there in seventh, Gavin Chatham there in eighth. Brian Moore there in 9th, and John Klimalik the third there will round out the field in 10th. All right, here we go. Heat number 2 is up. Pat Boyce there out front in the 41. Mason Hine there in the 89 for GSG RFX Motorsports. Starting out there on the outside in second. Row number 2 on that inside lane. Rolling Thunder Sim Racing, number 8, driven by Scott Thomason. He'll start third. Joseph Grandy for RTB RMDB Sim Sports, driving a 518. Sits there in fourth. Inside row number 3, driving to number 7 for Can-Am Racing, Bob DeGood will be starting fifth with Ted York for Team SSR Elite on the outside in the 09. There now in the fourth for United, Billy Roberts there in the 099 will start there in 7th. Anthony Graham in the 45 starts in 8th. And rounding out your field, Michael Machillo there in the 147. Coming to the green flag next time by as they work down that backstretch. Mason Hine out there in second. Pat Boyce, your control car there in the first. Off here through turn 3 and 4. Pace car driven by Fred will be driven down there onto the pit row. Barney grabs the green flag. They are down and away here tonight into corner number 1. Let that dirt swing as they sling their way through turn 1 and 2. The 89 there of Hine. Great start. Here comes Randy. Randy ends up a little touch there to the outside wall. Down that back straightaway as Pat Boyce tries to hang it on there. As you see, Thomason, great mark down there on the inside. Can't quite get it hooked up as that outside lane still has a great run and momentum. And oh no, Netco collects Scott Thomason with off the good. Can't quite see who else. Now they try to gather it up, and they do. The 45 back there, Graham. That Boyce now there in the third. Ted York there in the fourth. 3 laps to go here in heat number 2. And they bring it off here in the 1 and 2. Ted York out there in the fourth. Pat Boyce there third. Joseph Grandy there second. Mason Hine out there in the front, up here on the top side. Brings it off turn 4. Final lap here for Mason Hine. He looks for that checkered flag here as he works down the backstretch. Grandy second. Pat Boyce there third. Ted York. Not enough time to get up there into the podium in heat number 2 as they come off a 4. Mason Hine gets the win here for heat number 2. For your Mission 22 Hometown Heroes 360 Wing Sprint Cars. All right, here is your Heat 2 results in just a moment. Here they come. Heat 2 results for your 360 Wing Sprint Cars. They're going to be Mason Hine there in first, Joseph Grandy there second, Pat Boyce there in third, Ted York fourth, Billy Roberts there in fifth, Anthony Graham gets 6th, Scott Thomason there in 7th, Michael Machillo there 8th, Bob DeGood 9th. All right, warm-up's underway. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors. Don't go anywhere. Thank you for watching the On the Pole broadcast here tonight at Coast2Coast Racing Network and FFTV.
Thank you to our sponsors and partners for the 2025-2026 winter season.
from the speedway. You see these drivers out there finishing their laps, trying to get the best time they can. Thomas and fastest in warm-ups right now. Out there in that 8, trying just to find that groove for the race tie. Hey, Randy up there on that outside. Now, here we go. The start of your feature event. Starting grid. Chip Barker starting out there for Can-Am Racing on the pole in a 5:13. Mason Hyde for GSG RFX. Motorsports driving a number 89. Will start there in second. Super Dirt Car Series Full Throttle Motorsports. Dean Reynolds will be driving a number 79 in third position here tonight. RTB and RMDB Sim Sports, the 518 of Joseph Grandy will start fourth. Row number 3 on that inside, Vitale Motorsports, Gears Unlimited, Michael Vitale driving a 213 will start fifth with Pat Boyce to his outside driving a number 41. Row number 4 on that inside lane, Thunder Ridge Racing's own Jeff Sharp driving a number 280 will start in seventh. Then you got Team SSR Elite to his outside there in 8th. Ted York driving a number 09. Row number 5 to 72, Zach Chapman, as others know as Shaggy, for Gambler Motorsports down there on that inside line in 9th position. Billy Roberts to his outside in the 099 will start in 10th. Row number 6, Brett Weslowski in the number 25 starts in 11th. As you got Anthony Graham there in 12th to his outside. Here in row number 7, Randy Shreves in the number 56 for LGR Motorsports. Starts 13th for Rolling Thunder. Scott Thompson in the 8 starts 14th. Gavin Chatham in the 99 starts 15th. Michael Machillo there starts 16th. Brian Moore in 17th. Rob DeGood there in 18th. And John Clemaux III in 19th here tonight. Green flag underway. They are down here in the corner number 1. Let that dirt fly as they come out of 2. Great start there as they come on out there. 25 laps the distance as they headed out there. Great run there by the 513. Mason Hine putting in a good lap. But look out, here comes Randy into the mix down there on that bottom side. Gets a great pass down there out of 2. Now he works here through 3 and 4. Up on that high side, Barker in second, as you got Mason Hine there in third. Dean Reynolds fourth. Michael Vitale there in fifth. Caution is out. We'll see what this is about here on the pole instant replay. Uh-oh. Shaggy. What ball, Shaggy? What ball? Shaggy here has problems on the back stretch there. You can see the 99 underneath him, and Shreves just gets a hold of him there through turn 3 and 4, spinning them around there on that top side. He'll get it turned down there to the pit lane, getting out of everybody's way. We see him there. Now we'll get back live here. Now they head off. Mason Hine there in third. Dean Reynolds there fourth. Michael Machillo there in fifth. There you got Mason Hine there third. Dean Reynolds there fourth. Michael Vitale there fifth. Want to double it back up here to get ready for the start. Clemaux the third is out. Not taking the grid there as Randy goes up there to the top line. That'll put Barker down there on the inside. Mason High is there third. Dean Reynolds there fourth. Dean Reynolds looking for a little bit better run here in the 360s than what he had there in the limited lates. And the other one I'm keeping an eye on is Mr. Ted York back here in the 09, currently sitting there in 9th. as points can be all kind of shuffled around here tonight. Jeff Barker up there on front. Didn't want to jump the start. That's going to allow Dean Reynolds and Grandy to get out there as Barker got caught sleeping a little bit. And now he ends up there in the middle, and now he's going to get sandwiched. And look out! Up the outside wall. He gets beat around there, around those. I'm going to see who that is there in front of him. It looks like Anthony Graham, and it is. Caution flag did not come out, even though I feel it should have. As we got a car still there up along the outside wall. Now caution comes out. And somebody put them there in the corner. Not sure who did that. Man, oh man, trying to figure out who clipped that stopped car on the outside of the racetrack. I don't know why caution didn't come out when it needed to. As Jeff Barker and Anthony Graham were up there, tangled up on that outside line. We'll see if we can get a hold of who might have clipped. That is we're right there watching the 513 get squeezed there by Boyce and the 89, and then just gets shuffled up the racetrack. And we're watching there as he tries to get it up out of the way so the leaders can come down underneath them. You see the 45 there. Anthony Graham out there on pit road. Ted York getting spun around there trying to get around the accident. And I still didn't quite catch to see who got a hold of this. We'll slow it down here as they come through to see who come up into the 513. I see that 09 just not enough room, and it looks like the 41 of Boyce comes there across, and yeah, 41 of Boyce ends up catching him again and puts him on his side. It gets it, does get it uprighted. So, man, oh man, not quite how you wanted that to go. Ted York now is going to have to struggle to get back up there towards the front. It definitely was Pat Boyce that got in to the side. Just not enough time for everybody to kind of get shuffled down there to the bottom. Ted York now down there in the back in 15th spot. Barker as well in the 513. Pat Boyce there in the 41, the 45 there of Anthony Graham. Jeff Barker back here in 18th. Chatham out of the race, or sorry, Chatham, yeah, out of the race in that 99. Now, see, coming there out of the corner. Machio now loses a lap possibly. I'm looking at it. I'm unsure though. My scoring's all grouped up here as they work here off the corner. We'll see here. That all worked off, and we got problems there through turns 1 and 2. I thought. Maybe not. I thought I saw Weslowski. Yes, Weslowski is upside down in 1 and 2. Weslowski had issues there. We'll catch it here on the pole instant replay. See exactly what happened here to the 25 and ends up there into the outside wall. Coming down there, and he comes sliding on down and just gets clipped there, up and over there, in through the corner. I don't think there was any other incident there. Now Dino's up there in the third at the moment. These drivers trying to fight there, and Jeff Sharp is nowhere really to go. Ends up tangled up there with the 25 as he gets into Sharp there. Or I'm sorry, gets into Shreves, rather. And these drivers gotta really pay attention here coming through here at Eldora. These tracks this track can be notorious. That wall sucking people in. I think we got Grandy out there leading the way in the 518. Mason Hine in 17, Reynolds third. If I'm looking at this all correct. And we got a few drivers out. Chatham, Sharp, and Klamowicz all out of the race so far. Randy Shreves and Weslowski on pit road. And coming there out of turn 4. Mason Hines running second. Lights go out. We'll be going back. Green flag racing this next time by. They will be going single foul for the restart. See the 213 there, Michael Vitale. Wonder, is that part of the problem? Is my trading paints back to being hit? It does look to be that my trading paints ended up shut down somehow. So let's see here. Is this the one? Ball coming there out of the corner. Oh no! The 213 of Vitale gets loose and sideways there with help. And they collect each other there on the front stretch. Washing it out. Now the 41 there, boys. Into the back of the 099. Now we got to see here what's going to happen with this one as Billy Roberts gets tangled up in that one. As you watch on the boards, the replay once again, as you watch the 8 and the 213 of Vitale coming together. There on that outside line. Pat Boyce there in the 41, the 213 of Vitale. Robertson, the 099. Anthony Graham there in the 45. And yeah, I'm sorry about that, folks. I thought I had that all correct. So now if we look back here at Zach Chapman, he does have that Shaggy TV scheme on there. Sorry about that, Zach. I should have noticed. I don't understand why it shut off. That's my question. Why did my trading page shut off whenever it worked fine the previous race and I didn't exit it? I don't understand why it just decided, oh, we're going to shut you down. So sorry there, folks, if one of your drivers would not run in the proper scheme there for 3/4 of the race. They're getting lined up, getting ready here for the restart. It'll be single file once again. As Grandy is out there in front, Mason Hine there second, Dean Reynolds there third. Lights are out there going green flag next time. Ted York got himself up there in the 6th now after struggling a little bit here early. See if he can get a couple more spots there. Dean Reynolds there in 3rd. He's 3rd in points. And the guy leading the points is Jeff Sharp. And Jeff Sharp not having the night he wanted as he is out. Which makes the points up for grabs here tonight. Green flag out. Here we go down that front straightaway in the 1 and 2. Randy up there in front. Mason Hine there second. Thomason there in 3rd. As you see, Reynolds trying to hang on to it. As Thomason gets loose there on the bottom, ends up into that inside wall. Here comes Ted York now down there underneath of Brian Moore. Brian Moore and the 8 almost coming together there off turn number 2. 14 laps to go. Michael Vitale with a black flag here as they roll down the back straightaway up off of 4. There you see the 89 of Hine. Dean Reynolds there in 2nd as Scott Thomason and Brian Moore battle for 4th. With Ted York falling back here into 7th now as Parker gets around him. Parker had a fast car early on, ended up getting shuffled back by good problems. We got 12 laps to go now. Mason Hine there 2nd. Joseph Grandy out there in the lead. And they work there off the corner. Great driving by these drivers. And they work there now off of corner number 4. Caution back out on the speedway. This time for Michael Justified Vecchio. Here they come off turn number 4. You see Vecchio there in the middle. Tries to give room. Ends up getting tangled up there. Slides up. And gets tangled there with, looked like the 25 possibly. Brett was left. Yep. And that'll bring out the caution. Brandy out there in the lead. Mason Hine there in second. Dean Reynolds there third. Going green here, coming out of turn 4. As Brandy's out there in front. There you see Mason Hine on his outside. Down here off turn 4. Here we go. Green flag out. Down here in the 1. As they swing that dirt around 1 and 2. Mason Hine there second. Dean Reynolds there third. Brian Moore there in fourth. Jeff Barker there fifth. As they keep working it out here. Ted York trying to get up there to try to battle for something. Now we keep an eye on Dino there in third. He is in third in points. Trying to get up there towards the front. Then begin Mason Hine up there against that outside lane. You gotta watch it. You don't flirt with that outside wall too much, as these will grab it harder than what the late models do if you're not careful. Hey, watch them there off turn 4. Brandy out there in the front. Mason Hine there second. Dean Reynolds there third. As Kozlowski now is DQ for possibly incident points. As he works down the back straightaway. You see Dean Reynolds there third, Brian Moore there fourth, Ted York back here in fifth, trying to get around Barker for fifth rather. I see Ted York down there on the bottom, trying to get that bottom to try to come in for him a little bit here with 5 laps to go. Unfortunately, can't quite get it to happen as it gets out there. He's finally got it. There they work through 1 and 2. Brian Moore, though, comes across the top there. In that fourth position, as he's trying to get in there. So it's going to be close on points. And that's what I'm going to say. It's going to be real close here on points as it comes here to an end of tonight's race. To see who actually gets away with the championship. Mason Hine in second. Randy out there in the front. Where is Randy in the points? Randy is clear back in 6th. So I don't see this win being able to get Randy any type of points for the championship, and they did only run 5 races. Ted ran 7. Jeff Sharp ran, this will be his 10th one tonight. Now it'll be interesting to see how these points shuffle out here tonight. Does Jeff Sharp have enough of a lead to hang on, or does Reynolds or York come across here as Joseph Brandy gets the victory here at Eldora, bringing home the win in the 360 sprint cars for the Mission 22 Hometown Heroes. And sometimes I don't see things the way I need to, being only one eye here most of the time. One eye, 2 monitors, just a lot to keep track of here with one eye. But we get it done. We get a good show put on for everybody that watches. Joseph Brandy taking home the win here in that 518 after bringing home the win there in the limited late model. So we'll get with him here in just a moment. But first, your results from the feature. Having no, Joseph Brandy brings home the win. Mason Hine there in second. Dean Reynolds there in third. Brian Moore fourth. Ted York there fifth. Michael Vitale there sixth. Jeff Barker there seventh. Bob DeGood in 8th with Scott Thomason there in 9th. Billy Roberts in 10th. Anthony Graham there in 11th. Michael Machillo there in 12th. Brett Weslowski in 13th. Pat Boyce there 14th. Zach Chapman there 15th. Jeff Sharp 16th. Randy Shreves there in 17th. All right, here we go now. Getting with your winners. Nope, I'm looking at the wrong thing here. All right. So we'll get with Dean Reynolds, third place winner here tonight. Good evening there, Dean. How's it going?
How you doing, Adam? How you doing?
I'm doing well, but I'm very curious on points, and we'll have to see how it plays out.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Patrick to send it now, and because he'll get it done in real time, and then we'll figure it out. Because I know there's 4 of us going for the title: Teddy York, Jeff Sharp, Jeff Barker, and then myself. I know Jeff Sharp, though, he got there. He got caught up in that car that was in the middle of the track, and he disconnected. So, fortunately, I think that might have knocked him out. But you don't know with the drops, though. You just don't know where you're going to be and such. So I'll just wait for Patrick to send him, and then we'll find out. So I did as best as I could. I got a third with a 0X, and hopefully that was enough to hang on.
Well, and you finished ahead of Ted York, so, I mean, I know Ted York's second in points, you're third, so, I mean, it's a close race for the 360s tonight.
Yeah, no, Teddy was actually leading, so he was ahead of me by 7.
Right.
So, yeah, so we'll, it's going to be interesting to see, and...
well, that's what I said. You finished tonight, though. You finished tonight in front of Ted in the race format, is what I'm saying, in the race results.
Yeah, but it all just comes down to the drops too. So
it does. That's what I'm saying. You just never know.
Yeah, I never count anything until these drops, because who knows? We might have dropped a race or something like that, and and that could factor in as well. Because Teddy actually had 1 less races than we did. He just had so many bonus points because he ran so many races clean this year. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays in. So
yeah, definitely for sure. I mean, well, and you have 1 less race than what Jeff Sharp does.
Yeah, but it all averages out because we get 2 drops, so that's going to help us there. Yeah.
So we'll see how it plays out. It's going to be interesting for sure.
Yeah, no, I'm just waiting on Patrick. He's on Facebook, but he's got to put in the bonus points and stuff for time trials and everything.
Oh yeah, got a lot of stuff behind the scenes.
Yep, no, not the easiest thing to do.
But how do you think your race went tonight? Besides that, I know you struggled really bad tonight in the late models, but
yeah, I mean, it was just one of those deals there. We just got together in the heat there, and I had to start in the back, and then but when you start in the back, we had a good field of cars too, and the track was fast. So, it was a tough sledding there, but luckily we hung on to the points there and got that championship, and so I was happy about that. And but you're gonna get that when you get a big field of cars, and the late models are big wide cars, and you got a racy Eldora up against the wall. It just takes 1 car to get into the wall. And, and that could change the whole outlook of the race.
So you are confirmed as the limited late model champion then?
Yes, I did get the limited late models. Jeff Sharp closed in some because he finished ahead of me and had a 0X. I finished 10th and had a 4X, but I just hung on by 12 points. So it was closer to what I wanted.
But you still got it. So we'll see how this goes for you here in the 360s. I mean, there's a bunch of you just so close in points. It's definitely hard to say who's going to come out with it. But, I mean, that 79 360 looked great out on track. Looked like you had a blast and kept it off the wall, which was the most important thing.
I was nervous about that. Actually, I think me and Mason net-coded there on the back straightaway. And, I was waiting for the X to come up, and it said 0X. I go, I got lucky, because sometimes with a net code, you get to 2X or you don't. And then I was playing conservative. I wanted to run the top because that's where I like to run, and that's where the car was the fastest. But if you get in the wall, sometimes it gives you a 2X. And I did wrap the front stretch wall once, and I immediately looked up right away and still said 0X. Well, because you get a 2X, that's a 5-point swing because you get 3 bonus points for a 0X.
Right.
And, that could change. Matter of fact, my 0X, if I got the math right, I think is what won me this championship if I did win. But like I said, with Teddy having 1 less race and what we're going to drop, you just don't know. I mean, even Jeff Sharp, even though he had a bad finish, that could have been his drop tonight. And then me and Teddy we could have been dropping a race that had more points, and Jeff Sharp could leapfrog over us. So that's why you just don't know with the drops.
Yeah, exactly. So you got sponsor shout-outs, people you want to thank for getting third tonight.
Oh, yeah, got to thank the guys at Full Throttle Motorsports. Got to thank Gavin Chatham. he mentors us. I felt bad there in the heat, and I was going to take an EOL, and then I looked, and it was net code. I actually didn't touch him on that, so I got a little lucky there. But he's such a good guy, so fast, and he helps all of us out. And he was helping me and Teddy out tonight, so I just got to thank him, thank all the FTM guys. Adam, got to thank you, for doing the broadcast and Regal's Wraps and Designs. Had a pleasure running that late model for you, and hopefully some guys will buy some wraps for you because I really like that. And got to thank Mission 22 for their sponsorship for having this happen, and Coast to Coast for a place to race. And congratulations on Grandy for the sweep of the late models and sprints. And Mason Hine, I tell you, Mason's getting really good. He's getting a lot of laps in, and he's another guy that's getting faster than me. And Adam, I can't have that. I'm not getting any younger, and these guys are getting faster.
You playing Lightning McQueen out there, huh?
Yeah, okay.
Started fast, and as the movies went on, he started being the slow one and had to reside to being crew chief.
Yeah, so but we'll hang around for a little bit and see if we can pick up a few things here and there. So, but I want to thank you again for everything.
Well, great job there, Dino, and we'll see you tomorrow night, I guess, with the Thursday Night Thunder, right? Or are you coming out for the midgets as well?
No, I got another race I got to do, 360 event, so we're going to do that, but I will be there for the Thursday Night Thunder tomorrow.
Alrighty, well, we look forward to being on track with you for the modifieds. We'll see if I can pick up any speed at all, and then we'll be broadcasting the Pro Late Model. So good luck there tonight, Dean, and your next race, and congrats again on third place.
Thank you, man. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, that was Dean Reynolds. Now we'll get with Mason Hine, your second place finisher. Good evening there, Mason. How's it going?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. That car looks pretty good out there tonight.
Yeah, it felt pretty good. Joseph and I were just talking. Couldn't figure out how to catch him. He just kept kind of pulling away. He made a crazy move at the beginning of the race that was pretty awesome, actually. And then I was just trying to hold on to second there, and I know, like you said, I think at the first race, anything in Coast to Coast on the podium is good, so I'm happy with it.
Right. I mean, almost the same type of podium as we had in the limited lates, just third place got switched out.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't able to come out for the limited race, but, sprint cars are kind of my favorite thing. So I enjoy running those, and I'm not very good at Eldora, so starting on the outside in the heat helped me because then I could start up front. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what really happened to Jeff. He was running good there, and I think he got into somebody or something late. But, yeah, it was overall a good race. I had a lot of fun, and just wish I could have had something for Joseph.
And he's a tough one to catch.
Yeah, we were just talking about some different things in the lobby there, and a lot of the stuff he was saying made a lot of sense. And I probably had my wing back a little bit too far, and he had his up a little bit. So, because at Eldora when it gets slick, I like my car to feel a little tighter, and it's probably not the fastest way, but it makes it more drivable. So,
yeah, I always hear that racing term, loose is fast, and it's all about how loose is loose.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so like he said, he might click it back one time, and I had mine back like 3 clicks. So maybe if I would have had it up a little further and learned how to use the throttle control, I might have had something for him. But I figured I wanted to hammer the top, and I wanted the car to feel tighter. So I just kept it at that, and I'm good with second.
Well, you did a great job tonight bringing it home in second, and. Do you race the midgets at all?
Yeah, I thought about it. I raced them last week. Had a lot of fun. I don't know if it's at Eldora. I don't know if it is or not. I didn't look, but it depends what track. I like those cars on the smaller tracks. They're more fun.
Well, let me look here. I could tell you real quickly on which track it is. As we look at it, it looks like they are at. Looks like, yeah, it's at here, here at Eldora.
Okay.
So.
I don't know. We'll see. I might jump in the practice round, and if if I have any sort of competitive times with everybody else, I might run it. But if not, I'll just be in the way. So that's not worth it.
Well, I mean, you got a big wide track to at least get some seat time.
Yeah, it's true. Maybe I'll come out. We'll see. Hopefully, maybe the kids will go down to sleep, early, so I can do that. That would be cool. My son's playing video games right now. I don't know if you can hear the background noise.
Well, great job there tonight, getting second. You got sponsor shout-outs. Anybody you want to thank for that second spot?
Yeah, we'll just go Grand Slam Graphics. Thank you for putting on the race, broadcasting all that. I believe Mission 22 or Regal Wraps are the sponsors this week. I appreciate you guys for doing that. And then Justified Motorsports.
All right, great job there. As I said, bringing it home in second. And good luck if you come out. If not, have yourself a great night there, Mason.
Thanks, Adam. Appreciate it, man.
All right, we'll get with Joseph now here, your winner. Good evening there, Joseph. How's it going?
Yeah, not bad, Adam.
Well, you're really putting down a night here tonight.
Yeah, felt pretty good there. I like Eldora. They seem to be pretty all right there in just about everything.
Well, are you a midget driver? Are you going to go for 3 for 3 tonight?
I am not a midget driver. I do like racing them, though, but no, I won't be there. I got another league here in about a minute or two.
All right. Well, you did a great job. Well, if you got another league, we won't keep you too long, but you did a great job out there getting that win here tonight. And just really great at finding that speed here at Eldora.
Yeah, I felt super comfortable. I usually don't really in a fixed set, but I feel like you have to drive the car more in a fixed set because the gear ratios. So it worked out pretty well. Yeah, and it felt real good.
Now, just because I race them a good bit myself, on officials and things, when you're running the fixed set, it's better to have that wing as far forward as you can, correct? That you can handle?
Yeah, absolutely. I think anytime you're in a sprint car, you want it as far as you can, as long as you're not, getting loose in the corners and stuff.
Like we were talking there with Mason, loose is fast. It's just a matter of how loose.
Yeah. He said he had his. I keep it pretty straight in the corners when I have it at 0. So he said he had a couple back. I told him that's probably why I was breaking away at the straightaways as much and stuff. You do lose speed at the bigger tracks when you set it back.
For sure. So great job there getting that victory tonight. You got sponsor shout-outs. Anybody you want to thank before you go?
Yeah, Aiden over at Raise the Bar, Catalytic Recovery, Eagle Homes, Mad Rabbit, Highlight Cinematography, Reckless Wraps, Shaggy TV, your girlfriend Olivia, and all the guys at Coast to Coast, and thank you, man, for broadcasting it.
All right. Well, great job there tonight getting that win, and good luck in your next race. We'll see you possibly tomorrow night. If not, we'll see you next season.
Yep. Yeah, you'll see me tomorrow.
All righty.
Later.
So that's Joseph Grandy out there getting the win here tonight from Eldora in the 360 wing sprints. Don't go anywhere. We got more racing coming up after this short break. So don't go anywhere. Your midgets from Regal Reps and Designs are coming up next.
1, 2, 3.
They say it's a matter of time, 1,000 days and the sun won't shine before I come back to you. For your love I will go far, I wanna be wherever you are. I know I'm coming back for you.
Brother, it's good to see you.
My love is a river long, the best ride in a million wrongs. I know I'm coming back to you. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. stop me. I'm making my way home. I'm making my way.
Our biggest thing is getting the word out, awareness of Mission 22, the struggle as it is to fight PTSD and suicide. My name is Corey Decker. I'm the state representative for Mission 22. The issue has been great. We got a bunch of great guys that have gotten together and decided to create this rally. The word's getting out, and it's turning into quite an event where we can actually help a lot of veterans. It's a great event, but you really have to go and see it for yourself, and it's really one of those things that's an experience. That just going that weekend, we've seen how it changes people.
All right, back here from the Speedway, here with your Regal Wraps midgets. Now you see out there, best times coming up here now. We watch them come here off of the corner. Jack Hitt, your points leader, out there in the number 217 Hooters machine. That is who is leading your points with 606 points. Jeff Barker with 569, Bob DeGood with 551, and Brandon Templeton with 500. And then right behind him is Jack Clevenger with 253. All right, welcome them there out of the backstretch here at Outdoor. Brooklyn, New York, driver Michael Vitale driving at number 213 down there on the bottom. As Jack Hitt, you watch him roll down the back straightaway. Getting ready here for qualifying in just a moment or two. One heat, then the main event. 9 drivers, that's what we got signed up here. See Steven Bixler in the number 75 out there for the Gas Monkey. Michael Vitale at 213. Now he works down that back straightaway. There is the end of warm-ups. Now we'll get to qualifying. Here we go. Qualifying underway. Come on now. There we go. There's Jack Hitt out there. No times as of yet. Big track here tonight for these midgets. So they're going to have a lot of ground to cover. Really going to wind these things out here tonight. Now they're going to run a little bit different line than what we were seeing out of the limited late models and the 360s. As they wanted the top where these midgets, they're going to want the quick short line around the bottom. They're not going to have the speed or momentum to really come off the top side and keep ahead of the bottom on the track here tonight. Now you watch Templeton out there getting a 16.558. Here we got Jack Hitt coming across. He has a 16.649. So Templeton, great job there. Jeff Barker sitting in second with a 16.643. Billy Roberts in the 099. He has a 17.065. Randy Shreves, he's trying that top side. Coming down that back straightaway. See what he gets. He's green there through 1. When do we get through section 2? As he's up there against that high side. So who knows that? No, not quite. Now he's got a 16.926 up there on that top side for lap number 1. See what he gets here for lap number 2. Coming there off, and he will get a 16.876 up there on that top side. Now we got Mason Hine out there, registered but not on track. Second in the 360s. Randy Shreves, second in the limited late models. And then Grandy winning both of them. And Grandy at another race tonight during what goes on here, so he will not make the race. And we got Michael Vitale working there out of the corner. Or off of pit row, I should rather say. He is your leader here in your heat number 1. Let's go ahead and pull it up. Heat number 1, Michael Vitale starts out there on pole with Jack Hitt in second. Jeff Barker third, Brandon Templeton there in fourth. Randy Shreve starts fifth inside row number 3 with Stephen Bixler, who is outside. Bottom to good rolls off in seventh there inside row number 4 with Billy Roberts, who is outside. And row number 5 on that inside is Mason Hine in the number 89. 6 laps the distance here for the heat race. 9 drivers. So a decent field here tonight. Small, but it's decent. We at least got some cars out here to make it interesting. I know there for a couple weeks we only had 3 cars in the lineup. But it's nice to see that we have a crowd here tonight for 9 drivers at least. As they roll down here off the start in the corner 3 and 4. Green flag is out there down and away here in the 1 and 2. Down there on the bottom side, Michael Vitale trying to work his way off. Jack Hitt there in second. Jeff Barker in third. As Templeton sitting there fourth. Jack Hitt up there towards the top side trying to gain some spots as that bottom side looks to be coming alive just a little bit there for Templeton as they drive it on through 1 and 2, letting that dirt sling out of turn 2. There comes Templeton down there around the bottom. Vitale runs the middle. Now he'll run just a lane up off of the bottom side there through 3 and 4. Going to try to keep that momentum high as he drifts it up there to the outside wall, down there through 1 and 2. Templeton down there on the bottom. Vitale there out front. Now you watch him work there off the corner. There comes Jack Hitt down there through 3 and 4. Trying to see if he can gain something as Templeton down there cuts the bottom wall. Ends up touching it a little bit there with the left front. Whoa, close there for Jack Hitt as he almost caught the inside wall there as well as he slid it through 1 and 2. Roberts and Hine getting together back here at the back. Both of them okay, though, still rolling. We've got 3 laps to go now here in the heat race for your Rio Raps midgets. Off turn number 2, Jack Hitt out there in third. As Vitale's running second, Templeton did a great job getting that thing hooked up down there on the bottom. Now he's going to slide it there off. I see Jack Hitt's getting a good run down there now. He's going to look down there and look out. Here comes the 513 of Barker as well, trying to get into the mix here for that top spot. As they come here, final lap. Templeton off turn number 4. He will get the win here in the heat race for the Regal Raps Midgets off of turn 4. Vitale second. Jack Hitt there third. Jeff Barker fourth. And the rest of it here in just a moment as they all got all coming there to the end of heat race number 1 here for the midget. All right, here we go. Your results for heat number 1 are as follows. Brandon Templeton there in first, Michael Vitale second, Jack Hitt third, Jeff Barker fourth, Randy Shreves there in fifth, Stephen Bixler there sixth, Bob DeGood brings it home in seventh, Mason Hyde eighth, Billy Roberts there in ninth. All right, so we're going to go and take a short break. We'll be back after this commercial break with a word from our sponsors. When we will be back with the main event of the midget. So don't go anywhere. More racing coming up.
Precision is our language. Creativity is our weapon. And perfection is the only option. Your ride, your brand, your image, elevated to a level that can't be ignored. This isn't just a wrap, it's a revolution. Regal Wraps and Designs, where power meets style, and style becomes unforgettable. At Regal Wraps and Designs, we don't follow trends, we set them. Every line, every finish, every detail is built to dominate. From flawless vehicle wraps to bold custom designs, we take your vision and redefine it. Seamless statements, artful accents, hues of harmony. We are Regal Wraps and Designs. Thank you to our sponsors and partners for the 2025-2026 winter season.
All right, here we are back at the Speedway. Brandon Templeton's going to lead us off there on pole. Michael Vitale there in second. Jack Hitt there third. Jeff Barker there in fourth. Randy Shreves will roll off there in fifth with Stephen Bixler there in sixth. Bob DeGood in seventh for Kenny M Racing with Mason Hine there for GSG RFX. Motorsports starting there in eighth. Row number 4 and driving at number 89. And row number 5, it's going to go to Billy Roberts in the 099 to round out your field. One I'd be keeping my eye on would be that likes of Jack Hitt there in third as they come here off turn 4. He is your points leader. Battaglia out there on the outside. Down in the corner, number 1, they go. Jack Hitt gets a good start down there. Right behind Templeton. Templeton, what a rocket he did coming there out of turn 2. Now they're through 3 and 4 as they work it on. As Jack Hitt works it down there on the bottom side. Gets underneath of Templeton. He'll take the lead over here for a brief moment as they work through 1 and 2. 24 laps to go. They are almost 3 wide down there out of that back stretch as they now come here through 3 and 4. Off here through the corner, there you see Jack Hitt down there on the bottom side, up there on the top. There's Brandon Templeton trying to get up there to battle out with Jack Hitt, but can't quite get there. Randy Shreve sitting third. Barker sitting back here in fourth as they roll here off turn number 4. Vitale started up there on the front row, now is back here in fifth as he's falling back there on that outside. 22 laps to go as Jack Hitt leads the way. Now Templeton changing up tactics. He's going to try to go lower than Jack here through the corner. Had to keep from sliding up into him here as they work off of turn 4. Now Templeton's got the bottom line there underneath of Templeton, but Jack Hitt gets a good run there off of 2. Going to try to sling it in here to 3 and 4. Templeton's going to slide it on in. He's going to slide up. Jack Hitt, he's going to cut underneath, though. And come across the line first as they slide it through 1 and 2. Now Hitt has the lead once again, but here comes Templeton. Great battle for the lead here. 20 laps remaining here at Eldora for your Mission 22 Hometown Heroes this season, coming to an end tonight with the championship on the line. Jack Hitt out there in front. Jeff Barker there in fourth. Stephen Mixler there fifth. Michael Vitale there sixth. Mason Hine back here in seventh. Bob DeGood there in eighth. Billy Roberts in ninth. Now Templeton, he's still not giving up on that spot. If Jack Hitt can stay ahead of him here. 18 laps to go. Jack Hitt getting a run off the corner two down that back straightaway. Caution is out. This is for Mason Hine at the back. Not sure exactly what happened to Mason Hine, but we'll take a look at it here. I watch him come there off turn number 4. Oh, he got into the inside wall. That's what set him around. And up into the outside wall. Did a great job, not really destroying too much, so he kept the car together. So he'll be able to drive it on here for the rest of the night. As Jack Hitt rolls here off corner number 4. First caution underway here at Eldora for the Regal Wraps Midgets. Templeton there second. Randy Shreves there third. Jeff Barker fourth. Stephen Mixler there fifth. Michael Vitale in sixth. Bob DeGood there in seventh. Lights are out. They're going back side by side, ready for the restart. Jack Hitt in the front position there on the bottom. Brandon Templeton up there on the outside. Those two throwing sliders back and forth here tonight, trying to keep ahead of one another. Now, I believe it's those two battling. No, it's not. Barker is battling there up at the top of the points board. And Barker is currently sitting there in fourth. They come there up corner 4. Great jump there by Jack. He heads down there in the 1. And look at that third fly through 1 and 2. They're working on to the backstretch. Randy Shreves now battle for second beside Templeton. And that is what Jack wants to see. He wants to see those two battle it out. As in that means that'll slow him down a little bit here as Templeton now works to the bottom to get around Shreves. And back onto the backstretch here. 16 laps to go at Eldora for your Regal Wraps Midgets as they work there now out of turn 4 up there on the top side. Randy Shreves there third. Jeff Barker there fourth. Jack Hitt out there in front. Now Templeton has chased them back down there on that inside line once again. As they work there off, and sorry, I thought, why aren't you staying on? As they work down that front straightaway again here with 14 laps to go. Randy Shreve there third, Jeff Barker fourth, Steven Mixler there in fifth. As you hear them cars lined up there into 3 and 4, the 31 there of Templeton trying to get around Jack Hitt. Jack Hitt holding strong for that lead as he comes down there through 1 and 2. Now, Templeton finished ahead of Jack. Not really going to change the points too much. And I would have to say that I believe Jack would have the victory of the championship. He pretty much had to show up and place himself top 2, I believe, would be the best thing for him here tonight. Shreves is there in third. Barker is there fourth. Bixler there fifth. And keep watching this battle up here at the front. Between those two, you got the battle going on there. There's the 513 of Barker trying to get around the 75 of Bixler. The tally down there on the bottom in that 213. Off turn 2, down that back straightaway. Don't want to come together, guys. You don't really want to do that as you work through 3 and 4. It's interesting seeing all the different lines here in these midgets. As we got 10 laps to go, there you see a little bit of space opened up between Jack Hitt and Templeton. With Shreve sitting here in third, Barker back here fourth. As Templeton dove it back down there once again. Trying to get there. We'll see how this plays out. As Templeton gets a hold of him there for a moment, coming down that back straightaway. Jack Hitt's going to back up a little bit. He's going to let him slide. And Jack's going to pull back underneath. Way up the racetrack goes Templeton. Got that grip he was looking for. Now here comes Jack Hitt back underneath. As Templeton's back up there along that outside lane. What a run he's got off the corner. And he comes there now through turn 3 and 4. Looks like he's changing his tactics a little. Almost looks like the slider line is almost the line you want to run. To keep that speed up. And he pulls away from Jack Hitt now. As Randy Shreve back here in third. Up there against that outside bluff. There you see Jack Hitt trying to run that lane up on the bottom there to see if he can get back up there as Templeton just sticks it there on the high side as the high side has come in here for these minutes. Now he'll stick it down there about the middle, short slider up to the high as he slides it there off the corner. Barker back here battling with Metelli. Oh no! They get together and the 513 is going to go around. That name comes up, that's a Vitale come out there into the 513 of Martin. That's going to spin him out there in 3 and 4. Few laps left here. Now we're under our second caution. Lights still on that pace machine. We're going to bring it off turn number 4. Lights are off. Single file restart as we're under 10 to go. There goes the pace car now up there off the corner. Templeton out there with the lead. Jack Kitt's going to try to chase him down. Jack Kitt's going to take a look here, and he'll shoot there through 1 and 2 on that high side. As Templeton shot there on the bottom. Here comes Jack Kitt now out of turn number 3 and 4. Going to try to gain back up there, close that gap. Man, Templeton shot out of there like a hole shot there on that opening lap after that restart. 3 laps to go. Jack Kitt's trying to get up there. Can't quite get to him as of yet, as Templeton's nice and smooth through corner 3 and 4. 2 laps to go here at Eldora as we take a look back here at the back. There you see the 89 of Mason High working underneath the 7 above the good. And working down there out of turn number 4. There's the 75 of Bixler. Randy Shreves up there on that outside. Brandon Templeton up there in the top. Jack Kitt trying to get underneath him here on the final lap. Can't quite get there. And now Templeton, he's going to slide it on down there to the bottom. Jack Kitt, not enough there. He'll slide it there on the bottom as well, but not enough to get that position as Brandon Templeton gets the win here at Eldora for your week, for your championship week. Bringing that thing home in first position. Real smooth here around Eldora tonight to bring that number 31 to victory lane. Your feature results are as follows. Brandon Templeton getting that win. Jack Kitt there in second. Randy Shreves third. Stephen Bixler there fourth. Michael Vitale there in fifth. Bob the Good sixth. Mason High there in seventh. Billy Roberts in eighth. And Jeff Barker there in ninth. Now we'll get with our drivers here for our winners. Oh, Randy Shreves getting third here tonight. Don't see Shreves yet. No, we'll get with Templeton. There he is. There's Shreves. All right, we'll get with Shreves first. Good evening there, Shreves. How's it going?
Yeah, pretty good.
Well, you've had a
fun race.
You had a pretty decent night tonight. I mean, struggled in the 360s, but I mean, you had second place in the limited lates, and then you had the third place here in the midgets. So I wouldn't say it's a terrible night for you.
Yeah, definitely not too bad. I would have liked to have done better in the sprint cars, but, you know, that's racing, and, you know, happy to be on the podium here twice tonight, and it's definitely a fun night.
Well, it's always fun whenever we can get out and just have some fun here at Coast to Coast. I mean, tough competition as always, and I don't think you really had anything for them two in front of you.
No, I think I screwed my car up a little bit there, and I was just trying to hang on to it there at the last 5 laps or so. Just I got into the wall, and my steering was screwed up, and I just can't complain about finishing third here tonight.
Well, you did a great job. You got sponsor shout-outs. Anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely want to thank everybody at Coast to Coast, you for the broadcast, Boss Jeff Spann at KSB Builders, my buddy Mike McCoy, my son Dylan Shreves for painting my car, and everybody for watching.
Alrighty, well, congrats. And I don't know if you race tomorrow night on Thursday Night Thunder or not.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's up in the air. I normally don't really have much luck in those, but we'll see what happens.
Alrighty, well, if not, enjoy the off season. We'll see you back next season, hopefully.
Thanks, sir.
That's Randy Shreves there in third place. Now we'll get with Jack Kitt. Good evening there, Jack. How's it going?
Good. How you doing, Adam?
I'm doing well, and do you think you did enough to get the championship here in the midgets?
I think so, just mathematically. Probably, like I said, just did enough.
Well, I mean, you'd put on one heck of a season. You look great out there. Just unfortunately here with this big wide track, it just seemed like it was hard to find that momentum here.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is, holding that momentum and just trying to keep the car straight. But me and Brandon had a good race going there for a while, and he got out in front of me there on the end and just held on to it. But it was a ton of fun, though.
As always, I mean, I always enjoy watching these midgets. Is something different. You don't always see leagues really put on the midget races, and so it's my pleasure to really bring them here to the Coast-to-Coast Racing Network and letting Coast-to-Coast Racing League be able to watch them.
Yeah, I think, you see car count issues anywhere. I've tried a couple of leagues from years past, and they kind of fall apart after a few weeks. But we're fortunate here. We've got a stable league and a handful of guys that'll consistently show up, and then you get some other guys that come in once in a while. This season was a little lower than normal. Like, we got Randy out here tonight, but I don't know how many races he was in. Haven't seen Terry, I know I missed a couple, Brandon missed a couple, but we'll see what happens. I know there's a lot of guys that used to race midgets, or like I said, have from time to time. Maybe we can hopefully get this car count up.
Alrighty, well, congrats there again, Jack, and we'll see you, I guess, in future races here at Coast to Coast, I hope.
No, yeah, for sure. Not going anywhere. I do mine a couple nights a week, but I'll be back next season.
All right, well, you got the sponsor shots. People you want to thank for getting second place here and your championship, most likely?
Just got to thank you for doing the broadcast, Regal Wrapping Designs for sponsoring, all the other sponsors that we have, not just from Hometown Heroes, but throughout the week. All the guys still behind the scenes making the thing go around, even after, some big changes. And then number one is the drivers. Without all the guys coming out here, we wouldn't have a league. So got to thank them, and got to give my wife thank her for giving me time to do it.
Alrighty, well, congrats, and we'll see how it goes going forward here. So thank you, and have yourself a great night there, Jack, and enjoy your championship.
Yeah, thanks, Adam.
All right, that was Jack. Now we'll get with Brandon here. Brandon, how's it going?
Going pretty good tonight.
Well, you had a great race there, especially battling with Jack. I mean, you guys battled back and forth all race long, and you came out on top there closer to the end, and it seemed like you might have found something there with that slider line.
Yeah, slider line in 3 and 4, there was a little bit of something, and also he kind of showed me the high side. I think he went up way high against the wall on a restart or something, and I could see he had all kinds of momentum going down the back straight. So from then on, I kind of did that, and very bottom worked again on 1 and 2 if you got a good run. It was just momentum tracking. With a big, wide track like that, you can kind of throw it around and change the line and make things happen, so it made it a lot of fun.
Most definitely. I mean, and it's tricky sometimes, especially whenever you have these smaller cars, to find that momentum because you have so much track to play with.
Yeah, and if it kicks just a tiny bit sideways on you, it kills your momentum too, so it makes it kind of a tricky deal. You want to be full throttle because the track's so big, but as soon as you spin your tires, they try to over-rotate, so it's a fine line.
Well, you did a great job bringing that dirt track car out there to the victory lane tonight. You got sponsor shout-outs, people you want to thank for getting that victory tonight?
Yeah, I got to thank Jay with Dirt Track Bank for sponsoring our team and the league that Joe does and everything they're doing to help out. It's pretty cool and nice to be a part of. Thanks to Hammer Down Racing, Joe, Kurt, Brian, Mike. We all chat all the time about every day, so that's a pretty cool deal, helping each other out. Nice to be going on, I think, probably about 5 years now that we've all been a team members together pretty much, so that's cool. Thanks to you, Regal Wraps, and putting on the broadcast, everybody that helps Coast to Coast go. Dean for doing all the background work, Jack for doing the admin job on the midgets, and everybody watching at home, thank you.
It's always a great pleasure to bring out the midgets and, the Hometown Heroes, for that matter, on Wednesday nights. It's been a pleasure here for me to be here. So, great job there for Brandon Templeton getting that win here tonight. And thank you all for watching, whether it's over here at Coast to Coast Racing Network or over at Flinger Farm TV. This is an episode of On the Pole. We will go and catch you tomorrow night for the Pro Late Models. But don't forget, tune in to Coast Racing Network at about 10 to 5 to 7 Eastern tomorrow night to catch me on track, as Shaggy should be doing the broadcasting, and we will be with you again like I said, tomorrow night to bring you the Regal Wraps Pro Late Models. So, thank you all for watching. Have yourself a great night. Hopefully you all enjoyed the show and the season here as we wrap it up this week for the Coast to Coast Racing League.
you